Hi everyone, welcome to the very first Henspeckle podcast. My name's Jacqueline.
I'm also Jacqueline, and we are mother and daughter. We live in a small town south of Edinburgh. We are both hand spinners and dyers and knitters. I also crochet.
I don't crochet, not yet. I'm going to be learning that, so you're all welcome to join me on that perilous journey of joy.
You'll be fine, you're only going to learn one stitch.
Yeah. So, the podcast, I think, will consist of sort of the usual format, maybe finished objects, works in progress. What else?
Future plans, ideas.
Future plans.
And don't forget treats to ourselves. That's very important.
That is very important, yes. And also shop updates at the very end if we have in fact anything to update.
I'm sure we will have.
Okay.
Certainly been busy enough.
Right. So, how many finished objects have you got?
I have a few finished objects.
Okay, I have one finished object. I may have been slacking.
Do you want to start with your one then?
Yes, actually it's what I'm wearing. This is the Boneyard Shawl by Stephen West. It's actually quite a popular one. I don't know if you can see it all. It's slightly deviated from the pattern. It's still got the ridges, but I've done lacy increases in the middle, and that's about it. Stripes. This is a blend of Shetland wool and silk with some bamboo.
But that's your own hand spun?
It is my own hand spun wool. So I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. I think if I'm doing it again, it would all be one colour. In fact, for works in progress, you will see my current progress on another Boneyard shawl, but that's mine. So
yeah, I like those colours though.
Yeah.
Yes, they're lovely. They go together so nicely.
Just as well, because I'd only done one skein of each, and that was all I had of them until I made some more recently. But by that time I'd already started it, so onwards. What have you got?
What I have is also a Boneyard shawl. Mine isn't quite as big as yours because I spun the yarn and then ran out of... Yeah, you could hold that side. I don't know if you can see the colours very well there. This was one ball of yarn. It was just a variegated, was it a braid? I'm not sure, but anyway I spun it up and I was quite pleased with the way it's come out. It'll go nicely with a coat I have in mind. Again, we've done the centre ridge. Stephen West increased left and right from that centre ridge, but we have done a lace eyelet increase and also a lace edging to increase at the edges. So I'm quite pleased with that. It drapes nicely and I think it'll be quite nice.
Yes, it's lovely and I like the colours.
Yes, I'm quite pleased with the colours. They're very peaty.
Yes.
Yeah, I like those colours.
And it's very soft.
And it is very soft. Now, what was your one made? What did you use?
Shetland bamboo.
Oh, you did Shetland.
And silk. Mulberry silk.
This one is Merino. I think there might be some silk in it, but it just feels lovely.
What else have you got?
My next finished object is actually what I'm wearing, and I just love this one. It's the V scarf, and it's one that I saw on fibre, spider. It doesn't matter what way it goes round. I don't know if you can see it if I hold it back a bit. Yeah, you can see it's a very long scarf. Starts from just 3 stitches I think, and you increase every row and decrease every other row to give you this almost bias look, until you come to the centre where you decide it's as long as you want for the centre, and then you work the opposite way. You decrease every row and increase every other row back down to a pointy end. I've knotted the end just to give it a bit weight to hang. But I like this one so much that
Oh, you've done another one, have you?
You have, yes. I've done another one. I'm not sure what that yarn was.
Anyway.
It's handspun anyway. Everything I use is handspun pretty much. And I decided brighten up a bit, because the pattern is only one stitch and it could be very plain. I think the interest has to come from colour and pattern in the colour. So I'm quite pleased with that one. I have anything else finished? No, I don't actually have anything else finished.
But, well, no, that's a lie, because we do. We've been taking part in Tour de Fleece,
yes,
which was running concurrently with Tour de France, hence the name. And for that, you basically spin along while the cyclists are spinning on their bicycles. And for that, we did quite a lot of handspun yarn, which, well, what have you got?
What I have is, I decided I would do a tunic. Oh, I seem to have lost my pale colour there. That's strange. Anyway, I decided I would spin the yarn for a tunic I have in mind, which has a colour block yoke. So my main choice was this lovely dark chocolate brown, and I've spun that as DK, and it's Merino. And the contrast colour for the yoke part is this one, which is
Mink.
that's mink.
I see.
Yes, and I seem to have mislaid sandstone somewhere. So I'm quite looking forward to do that. I'm not sure if I'm going to incorporate Fair Isle into the yoke.
That would be nice.
That would be quite nice, I think. Yes, I might. I've got some handspun that would be quite nice to do that with.
Yeah.
So that's my finished object.
And you didn't just do two, you've done many of those.
Oh, I've done many of those. I've got about 4, I think, to make up the quantity to do the body and sleeves.
Otherwise it would be a sweater for a doll.
It would be a crop top. Not me.
For a small person.
Yes.
Yeah. Then. I have done several skeins of varying colours. I didn't just stick to one. I've got no project in mind for any of them, but I will show you what I've done. This one, if you can see close up, is bamboo, and I think it was just merino and bamboo, lovely shades of blue. I've done 2 of those, currently cannot find the other one. Second, this was from a fibre produced by World of Wool called Bumblebee, which looks yellow and black in the packet, but once it's spun up, obviously it's come out sort of greeny, which I quite like. No idea what I'm going to do with any of that. Also, there are quite a few. This is going to be a sort of rainbow, well, I don't know, a pastel rainbow. It's just pure merino. Next, I have this, another World of Wool fibre. It was called Fireball, and it's tweed with merino and yellow bamboo, and it is absolutely sublime. This one this was one I did myself. I purchased several different colours of merino in purpley shades and grey, and combined it with white bamboo and some tussa silk, and I'm definitely keeping that for myself for
It's
something.
lovely, that one. It's very,
Yeah.
it's heathery.
It is heathery.
It's nice.
These are the last, the last three.
They go nice together.
They do. I have no idea what they're going to do. This is just merino and merino and silk, yellow. That was for the last day of Tour de Fleece. One of the challenges in the World of Wool team was spin something yellow, so that was mine. This is 50% merino, 50% bamboo. Absolutely lovely and so squishy and soft. It's sort of purpley, bluey yumminess. And this one is bamboo, mint fibre and sari silk. And would you say it's quite a heavy fibre?
It's, I don't know if I would say heavy, it's very drapey.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that'll be lovely. That's lovely.
Well, it's the first one I've done
Yes,
that's,
it is
that's
going
like
to be
that.
drapey.
And I found that it wanted to spin quite thinly.
Yeah, but you spin everything thinly.
I know, since I've learned to spin, I start any hand spinner will tell you this. They start off quite chunky, and then as they progress, as they learn a bit, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner to the point where
It's thread.
you can basically not see it anymore. And this is quite thin. I don't know if you can actually see the individual strands there. No, but it's thin. And now I find I can only spin thin yarn, which is just a bit unfortunate if something needs to be DK.
Yeah, that's lovely. So you did all of those for Tour de Fleece?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Very good. Well, I think it was a good exercise, Tour de Fleece. Encourage us to spin and do something that wasn't in our normal regime.
Yes. Yeah, I mean every day they had a different challenge and you could either participate in that if you wanted to or not. And Mum, for the first one, she decided she wanted to do the gradient even though she had oodles of stuff to get on with. It took her about 4 days to complete the first challenge. So that was interesting.
I think I have my gradient. I don't know where I've put it.
I have no idea.
It was a big spin.
Yeah, we're surrounded by yarn at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I know that gradient. It was white, grey, and was it Murret? Shetland?
Yeah, I think you used Murret.
But it wasn't just a case of spin that as it was. It had to be blended on the carder to have the graduation from one colour to the next. So that was a big task. But that was good, I enjoyed that.
It was a 4-day task.
That was a good 4-day task. Yeah, certainly wasn't done on the day of the challenge.
No.
Yeah, but it was good. I liked what came out of it.
Yeah, well, as long as you're happy, that's what counts.
I don't know what I'll do with it, but it'll be good for something.
So, works in progress. How many do you have?
I have 3.
I've got 1. Unsurprisingly. It is yet another boneyard shawl. This one is, if you can see that, it's hand spun by me, sort of greens, various greens, about 3 different greens, some black, there's bamboo, silk, well 2 different types of silk. This is the ball, but what you probably can't see that I can is there's a mistake somewhere and I'm really not happy with it, and I'm thinking I also don't like the way it's coming out in green. Do you not think it's too dark?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. No, it looks nice. It's lovely. And you're also putting a row of eyelets along the...
Oh yes.
Yeah. No, I think that'll be lovely.
I've only been knitting for not that long, and I haven't levelled up yet, so I can only do two stitches. One of them, I can't even remember what it's called.
Pearl?
I can do purl, and what's the other
and
one?
plain.
Well, what's stockinette?
Well, stockinette is what the fabric is that results from purl and plain.
See, learned absolutely nothing.
But you can do eyelets too.
Yes,
yeah.
I can do eyelets, and I've got the instructions written
Yeah.
down because obviously I can't actually read a pattern yet either.
Mm.
So that is my work in knitting progress. The rest of my works in progress are mostly spinning. I've started various things. I'm doing a black yarn that's got red sari silk, red bamboo, and trilobal nylon, which gives it a lovely sparkle. I'm doing that. I'm also doing a purple yarn and a yellow yarn. So 3 different things. That's about it for me.
Yeah. My work in progress at the minute is I have one sock finished. This is it on here. It's once again my own handspun yarn, and it's superwash merino and faux angora, which I dyed just to give a, I don't know if you can see the gradient very well then, but they are so cosy, they're unbelievable. Brilliant socks for winter time.
It looks so soft.
It is, it's very, very soft, and you can't really see inside. I don't know if you can see here, there's a sort of halo,
Yeah, there's a halo.
from the angora. The other sock at the minute is still on the needles. I'm using 2.5 millimeter. This is I think it's slightly coarser than fingering weight. It's probably more a 4-ply sport weight. I always start from toe up and do the fleegle heel. Not easy to see on this dark sock, but the fleegle heel suits me really well because I have such a high instep. So I'll just keep going until we're the same length as this one, and do a 2-2 rib, and I think is it Judy's stretchy cast off?
Yes.
And they're so comfortable, amazing. I'll probably knit several more pairs. Well, work in progress, I also have, it's another, surprisingly it's another V scarf. Oh, I've finished, that's the first part. This is the first part done, and I've reached the middle, as probably put it back there, deep as I want it to go there, and now we're on the way back up, decreasing. This yarn it came from another company called John Arbon, and it's, what was that one?
Shepherd's Warning.
Shepherd's Warning, and the colour changes are so lovely. There's not really a lot of pulling going on, which is quite nice. You're getting more stripes.
Yeah, it's stripy.
So I decided I'm not going to apply it. I'll spin it as a fingering single, and it's working out very well. I'm doing this one on a size 5 millimeter hook. So that's another work in progress. So for my third work in progress, I am busy working on quite a big project. It's a handspun chunky yarn cardigan. Not easy to see because it's so dark. At the minute, this is the top down. I've done the neck. This is the sleeve, and I'm almost at the length that I would like the body to be before I start the rib. I usually incorporate my rib into the actual fabric by doing a garter stitch rib down the front, and that saves picking up stitches afterwards. The pattern that I'm using is from a wonderful book I've had for years and years and years, and it's Ann Budd's top-down sweaters. Every style you can think of, raglan, set-in, drop sleeve. I think there's even a saddle shoulder. This is my next project. It's going to be, it's a fabulous sweater. I've had this book for, oh gosh, I don't know, well over 20 years, and I use it constantly for everything. What you do is you decide your pattern, what you want to have, either textured or virile. Choose your gauge, look at the charts, and I usually just mark the size that I want all the way through, and there you go, no worry at all, just keep going. So that's my work in progress, which I've been doing for quite a few weeks, but we're getting there. I think once you get onto the sleeves, that's it, almost done. I'm doing these on, it's Addy Turbos, absolutely brilliant needles. I use them for everything, but these ones are size 6 and they're on, I'm not sure what size of cord that is. It's quite long to accommodate the stitches on the body, but I love Addy Turbos. They're very, very shiny and stitches just fly off. Sometimes they fly off without you wanting to, but
that's what I always look for, a shiny needle.
A shiny needle, you can't beat them, no.
Oh, I forgot to say, as the novice knitter who's not used to any of this, I am using, these are KnitPro Symfonie 4.5mm needles on a something cord. No idea.
16-inch cord.
16-inch cord, yeah. Let's say. But I really, really like these. I don't know what they're made of, some sort of wood, and they're...
Is it not rosewood? Is it rosewood? I'm not sure, I think it might be.
I don't know, but the colours on them are lovely.
They're lovely.
So I like those. And I've got a set of straight symphony needles as well in various sizes, and those are the ones that I use. I haven't managed to do anything beyond a scarf or shawlette, but you know, maybe one day in the distant future that could happen.
Yeah, everything I think is top down now. It's so easy that you only use one set of needles and you have one piece on your lap at the time. It's brilliant. I love top down.
I'll take your word for that.
Yeah.
Never having experienced it myself, sadly.
You'll get there, don't worry.
Yeah. So, next, presents to ourselves. Because if we don't buy ourselves presents, who will? That's my logic, and I like to partake in that regularly. Some might say a bit too regularly, but that's okay. I don't need to justify my purchases.
We're very easily tempted.
Right. What do you want to go first, or will I go first?
You can go first,
I'll
yes,
go
because
first.
mine leads on to something else.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have bought myself various types of fibre to spin over the coming weeks. There's a lovely shop in Yorkshire called the Threshing Barn, and sadly for me, but not sadly for them, they have a lot of beautiful fibres, and I have liberally partaken in purchasing them.
So have I.
Oh, you have?
I know.
Yeah. Okay. The first one, this is Merino and Silk. Purpley colours with, I don't know what colour, oh no, it's purple merino as well. Absolutely gorgeous, and it's so soft and squishy, so that will make something quite nice, but I don't know what it's going to be for. Secondly, from them, this is sort of blues, sea sort of colours. It's merino and sea cell. I think that's made from seaweed, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the white bit, it's very shiny and soft. That's going to be absolutely lovely. I tend to buy things that I like to look at, and then I put them away in my cupboard, and just look at it and not quite get round to spinning it. My last recent purchase is
That one's lovely.
oh, look at the colours. Tweed wool, and it's a sort of, what colour would you say that is?
Oh, it's not
Mallard?
like jade, a dark jade or mallard, yeah.
Jade, mallard, bamboo,
Yeah.
and these are little tweedy neps that you can see in there. That's going to be lovely as well. But that's going back in the cupboard for me to look at.
Another.
What have you got? Oh,
I
I see what you've got.
my present to myself. Last year we each got a tiny little spinning wheel, electric spinning wheel called the Nano by Dreaming Robots, and we love them. They're absolutely brilliant.
It is honestly the best purchase I
yeah.
have made recently,
Yes.
apart from all the fibre.
Well, at the time we thought a bigger one would be nice. I wondered if they'd do big one. And lo and behold, Dreaming Robot came up with a larger version of the Nano. This is much larger. This is the very big brother. And it is the electric eel wheel. And the size of the bobbin, it holds 2 ounces.
200 grams.
200 grams, yes, 4 ounces. And it is whisper quiet, you can't hear it, it's absolutely brilliant. It does have you can buy a battery extra that fits under here, and that stabilises the machine, or it works by electric. So I've used this a lot, quite a lot, because I also have purchased much from the Threshing Barn and our other favourite fibre sources.
Yeah.
This brings me on to this one that I'm spinning on my eel wheel, and it's Merino, it's superwash Merino, and I think everybody has heard of the Love Note sweater by Tin Can Knits.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so popular. I don't know how many sweaters of that have been knitted by people. So
Yeah.
that's the one I'm doing, but instead of using a single ply as the base yarn, I'm going to ply mine just for strength, and it's going to be, my base is going to be this grey merino. Sorry, you could hold that for me, thank you. It's quite heavy.
Yeah.
And you ply it with mohair, a single mohair yarn. My second strand will be one single ply of mohair, and this is kid mohair, which I bought from New Forest Mohair. The colours are absolutely wonderful. The mohair is bred and used on the farm in the New Forest, and this one, green, has varying colours of green in it, so that will have to be carded into rolags. And I'm also going to incorporate it with this beautiful blue, which has turquoise, royal blue and a dark navy.
They're so shiny.
They're absolutely beautiful, and it's a pity you can't feel this mohair. It's soft and it just falls apart. It's absolutely beautiful.
The little curls.
I know,
It's so cute.
the little curly things too. Oh gosh. And I've seen pictures of the little goats, and they are beautiful.
They're just little goats with tons of curls on them. They're so lovely.
And the little pink noses.
Yeah.
Oh. So that's the plan, to get all of this spun up and get the Love Note sweater started.
Yeah. I mean, basically, every podcast that we've seen recently, and even the ones not that recently, most of the people on them have been making a Love Notes.
A Love Note sweater,
Yeah.
they either made it and wearing it, or
Onto their second.
it's on the needles. Yes, yeah, it looks a beautiful, easy to wear, comfortable sweater.
Yes.
Light, very light. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that one.
Yours will be nice.
I hope so.
So that brings us on to shop update.
Yeah.
We spun these as part of Tour de Fleece and then decided we were going to include them on our shop, and they are tweeds. We'll include our Etsy shop linked below, and we're also on Instagram, although not that active. We should really be more active on Instagram.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have done these. This is a dark green tweed with green bamboo and a touch of white silk in it, and it's still got its little tag on it. Why is that?
That's our method of identifying what yarns we produce when they get washed and dried, so they don't get the wrong label put on afterwards.
Yes, because that's
It
never
has happened
That's
before.
never happened before. Never.
No.
My second one is this lighter green tweed. I'm going through a green tweed phase
Yes, you
just
seem
now.
to like greens. Yeah.
I don't know why. It's got multicoloured bits of, what are these? Nylon? Is it nylon?
I'm
nips?
not viscose, I think.
Viscose.
Some are cotton.
Yeah. Well, this is viscose.
That's a viscose one.
And my final one is, I'm going to call this strawberry tweed. It was candy floss coloured merino combined with red and pink bamboo and red tweed, and it's come out a sort of, I don't know what colour of pink you'd say that is, but it's darker than initially expected, but it's still very nice.
It's
and
lovely.
I'm tempted to keep it, but
No.
apparently I'm not allowed.
No, we can't keep everything.
Okay.
I have gone round the rust and beige side. It's strange how you've
Yeah.
done green and I've gone this way. This one is a beige tweed. I think I blended it with a fawn merino,
Yes, it was.
and it has viscose nips, various colours, mostly orange and rusts. It's lovely. I love that tweed. This one I blended with, I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
I can't remember. It's on the label, and it also has its little tag, so that I know what it is. And this one, I absolutely love this colour.
That's nice.
I'm calling this one Peach Melba.
Yeah.
It was a lovely peachy tweed fibre, and I've blended it with coral merino, and oh, it's just gorgeous. I would like to keep it, but
Is there not silk in there as well?
there might be silk
There
in that
is.
too, yes.
Yes, there is.
But once again, little tag is on, so I'll look at the label and see what's what. But these should be up in the shop soon.
Okay. That was going to be our last segment, but at the beginning we decided to do what we're reading and watching, and I didn't tell you about that. So you can switch off now, and that's okay. No judgment. Or is there? Who's going first?
Well, you go first.
Okay. I've not been reading all that much because of Tour de Fleece, although I hope to get back into it again. I've been reading Harley Merlin by Bella Forrest. I'm only on book 1 though. That's quite good. And I've also been reading Ruby Morgan by L.G. Rivers. Very similar vein to Harley Merlin, but both, I suppose, different. One's about the Fae and the other's just magic users in general. But yeah, that's what I've been reading. What about you?
I don't really read. I used to read a lot.
Okay.
I have a Kindle. I used to love reading, but spinning and reading don't really mix.
Yeah.
So now I'm more inclined to listen to audiobooks, and the one I'm listening to at the minute is it The Winter World trilogy by, oh gosh, I've forgotten his name again. A.G. Riddle. And it's very good. I won't give any spoilers, but it's a sort of global cool down, and people are having to move to more habitable regions. But the reason for it, I won't say. It's a brilliant listen, and it certainly passes the time when I'm spinning.
You do tend to go for these catastrophic things,
I
don't
do.
you?
I do like apocalyptic things. Not so much for the absolute misery they cause, but how people get over it and the ways that they survive. I think that's just good listening.
Can we as humanity actually survive?
Well, I don't know about this book yet. That's because I'm not
Looking a
long
bit
into
grim.
it. It's looking a bit grim so far, yeah.
Okay. What have you been watching?
What I've been watching, I'm more inclined to go in for documentaries and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the best series I have seen recently was on National Geographic channel, and it's called Drain the Oceans,
Mm-hmm.
and it's absolutely wonderful. The technology involved in scanning the ocean floor by ship and satellite, I believe they use, and they can drain the ocean, and it shows you all the contours, and so many shipwrecks and
Mm-hmm.
various structures have been found on the ocean floor that people had no idea they were there. And that was a brilliant series, absolutely wonderful. I'll probably watch that again.
But have they ever found Atlantis?
No, I don't think they found Atlantis. They did find a U-boat.
That's not quite
Maybe
the
not
same
quite the
though,
same,
is it?
but it did bring closure to some people.
But not the
Yeah.
search for Atlantis.
Not Atlantis, sadly,
Okay.
no.
Right. I, on the other hand, seldom watch documentaries. I'm sure this will come as no surprise to anybody. What have I been watching? I've been watching Orphan Black, actually. It's on Netflix just now, and it will be off Netflix on the 12th of August. So if you're going to watch that, I would hurry up. It's about clones and this woman who finds out she is in fact a clone. It's really good. I do it no justice with that description at all. But yeah, there's that. I've also been watching Van Helsing because the final season is now on Netflix. So I've been watching that from the beginning again because I completely forgot what happened. And also watching Lucifer from the beginning. You've seen that.
I watched Lucifer, yes, I quite enjoyed that. Bit of fantasy.
Yeah.
Sorry about the noises in the background, it's one of our dogs demanding attention.
So that's us for this episode, isn't it?
Yes, hope you've enjoyed
Yes.
watching us. And the week planning 2 weeks ahead, we'll probably try and do another episode, and in between times hope to get some dyeing done.
Oh yes.
It's been so hot here and we're just not used to that heat, and the thought of steaming pans in the kitchen full of dye and red hot wool, no. So it has cooled down, temperatures have cooled down, so hopefully some dyeing done this coming week.
Yes. I don't know what colours though.
I'm not sure either, no. We'll just see what we mix.
Yeah. So that's that. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you haven't, you don't need to watch the next one. You're under no compulsion to do so. That's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
But we hope to see you for the next one
Yeah.
if you're not one of those other people.
Yes, hope so. And stay
Yeah.
safe. I mean, things are improving, but
Yeah.
we all still have to be vigilant. It'll be good to join you, and I hope we see you again soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hello everyone.